Now, as we continue with our coverage of the water and electricity crisis in the northeastern Free State township of Phuthaditjhaba, we shift our focus now to the plight of mortuaries in the area. Operators in that sector say they've been forced to adapt their operations due to the sensitive nature of their business, but this has come at a cost. For more on this, we're joined live by Newzroom Afrika's reporter, Tumaole Mohlaoli. Tumaole, very good morning to you. We know that the impact on business has been massive in that area, and now you're zooming into mortuaries. Talk us through the details.
Well, it is quite unfortunate for mortuaries, and many are saying that the load shedding as well as the water crisis is hitting them on two fronts, because on one hand their business is such of a sensitive nature that they have to keep the lights on at all costs, so to speak, and it is costing them because what mortuaries are now forced to do is that they have to dip into their pockets to basically make sure that their refrigeration and other key instruments and other things that they use to make sure that they keep the bodies well refrigerated and cool and in a good condition are up and running, because they can ill afford not to have that. This is also something that is not budgeted for, so they have to dip into their savings, and some are saying that they also have to lay off staff, which is very unfortunate for an area that has an unemployment rate that is now reaching well around 60%, many of them young people. Now, let's speak to one of the mortuary owners, or managers rather, and my guest will be Mr. Tshele Mosia. He's the senior manager at the Thlolo Victory Mortuary. Mr. Mosia, how is this load shedding and water crisis been affecting your business?
Thank you, Tumaole. We're having a problem with this water and electricity. We are a mortuary company. We deal with corpses and we need to service clients. So if we don't have these two necessities, which is water and electricity, it's affecting our business very badly, and it has a very negative financial implications on the business. We cannot hire more staff. We cannot give staff bonuses and so forth. So the problem is we have about 100 employees, over 100 employees who are depending on salaries, and the most sad part is now, as this crisis persists, the companies, I don't think it's only Thlolo, most of the companies are looking into retrenchments and stuff like that. So it's obviously having a bad negative situation on us.
And another question that comes in, looking at retrenchment, is really unfortunate within this economic climate that the nation finds itself in. As a business, how much longer can you keep your doors yourselves open if the status quo continues?
Tumaole, we've been having discussions back and forth with other businesses, with management, and everyone who's just in business. And the only way that we can service this crisis is maybe looking into possibilities of retrenchment and stuff like that, because all the money that we get, like for instance, in a month we're spending over 45,000 on electricity, and we're spending about 35,000 on water. So it's basically close to like 100,000, which could be servicing other people out there. We're having a foundation. We have pending proposals that the community is bringing to us, and they've been sitting there. We cannot move. We can't do anything. And honestly, in the long run, business will collapse, and that will be a problem.
All right.
Yes.
No, thank you very much. That was, of course, Tshele Mosia, the senior manager at Thlolo Victory Mortuary here. 100,000 out of their own pocket every month, and this seems to be something that businesses are saying they can ill afford to maintain. The issue of retrenchments in this current economic climate is also on the cards, which is very unfortunate especially for a community such as Phuthaditjhaba here, whereby unemployment figures are already skyrocketing. And of course, most of the people that they hire and that they use at Thlolo here is also women. And this is something that the provincial government and government has been pushing to ensure that there's equitable job representation. And this will be something that the local business sector is saying is going to be a disaster if the unemployment rate is increased in such a manner. So these are just some of the stories we are touching on to highlight how this electricity and water crisis is affecting the broader business community here in the northeastern Free State township of Phuthaditjhaba. Earlier we spoke to a smaller business, a car wash run by a local entrepreneur in the township here, and they too are feeling the pinch, saying that they can't even get their small enterprises off the ground. So it really is a bad crisis.
Leave it there for now, of course, raising the impact of the load shedding situation.